Hey guys, Lewis Turner here again, and I've just received my new laptop. Received it yesterday, and just finished setting it up, putting all the software and stuff on it. And so I kind of wanted to, rather than doing posts on my blog, I wanted to do some videos for you and try and get used to, showing my face and talking to you like a real person and getting to know you a bit better. And so this first video that I wanted to do was about books. And now personally, honestly, I don't really like reading unless the book really attracts my attention and actually teaches me something. I'm not a big fiction reader, and so it has to be autobiographies or something about marketing or making money or, motivation or something else like that. And so I wanted to go through in order so far the books I've read, because I've nearly finished them all, and so I need some ideas from you on what books are good to buy. And also, I wanted to tell you what books I think you should be reading. Okay, so when I first started out, this is one of the first books I got, and it's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This one I can highly recommend. It was one of the first ones I wrote. First one I brought. Read it through, I think, 3 times. And, it's a really good book. It has lots of little stories in there about the guy, and it's something that I think everyone can relate to. And so, so anyway, that's the first one. So then, as I didn't know a lot about books, I went out and brought the next one, or one of the ones in the series, which is Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. Now, this one I thought was a bit more complicated, but when I read it, I was about 16, I think, and so investing to me was, way out of, my league and stuff. But it's kind of Americanized as well. It talks about different corporations and stuff like that and how you should set up your business. So it is interesting, but for people outside the States, it's not as useful. I still learned a lot from it, and I'm glad I read it. And if you look at the size, it is huge. Let me just look how many pages it is. It's just over 515 pages of content. So anyway, so that one, I can highly suggest again, but if you outside America, don't listen to it completely, because it is very Americanized. Anyway, the next one I got, I actually got from my eldest sister. She asked me what one was my birthday, and so I said I wanted, quickly looked on Amazon, looked up some autobiographies of people I knew, and decided to get this one, which she bought for me, which is Duncan Bannatyne. And it's called Anyone Can Do It. Basically, for those of you who don't know who Duncan Bannatyne is, he started off in the, actually as an ice cream man, and so he was selling ice creams, expanded from there. Then after that, he moved into nursing and created some nursing homes. And then after that, what he's most well known for is his gyms, Bannatyne Gyms, and then he also appeared on Dragon's Den in the UK. And so this one is very UK based, but it does apply internationally. The concepts and stuff, it doesn't talk about any business practices or anything else like that. It's just basically his life story, how he went from nothing and started an ice cream business to a multi-billion, dollar or pound successful person. And so I'd highly recommend this one. I'll get some more biographies myself and read them through. But yeah, this one, I'd highly recommend that. Next 3, next 2. These ones I brought on recommendation from people, and Amazon reviews were great and everything else. But, normally I wouldn't say this, but, I actually couldn't read them. I've tried like 3 or 4 times now, and the language the person uses when they're writing it isn't my style, and they kind of, use complicated words all the time, and it just wrecks the flow of it. I mean, I'm not a stupid person, but I did high school, graduated that, if you like, back in the UK, didn't go to college, haven't done university and stuff like that, but, I have been reading, nearly all my life. But anyway, and so the first one that I got was this one, which is one of the easier of the 2. The Power of Positive Thinking. And, it's, from what I've read of it, before getting bored, it's a good book. There's some good practices in there. It's more about motivation and stuff and keeping yourself motivated. But overall, I couldn't keep with the story. I didn't like the kind of language she was using within the book. It just wasn't my thing. The second one, which I've been trying to read for a very long time now because I really want to learn this stuff, is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This one, again, same story, the language and stuff in there is kind of complicated, and it's hard to, stick with the book when you're not enjoying it completely. And so, one day I will finish reading it. I'm about 3/4 of the way through, but I'll probably start again. But, I don't know. Anyway, those are the 2 books that I want to read, but haven't been able to. Next, I bought 3 books all at the same time. And so, we'll go for the one that I'm just started, called The Charge. This one looks like a really good book. I've started reading it, about 1/4 of the way through. Again, this one's language is overcomplicated. For some reason, it's a bestseller. But personally, I can't understand how it can be a bestseller when I can't even understand half of it. So it takes me a while to read it. But some of the stuff in here is really powerful. Some of the techniques and stuff that he teaches are pretty amazing. And I'm only 1/4 of the way through, so it's something that I want to go through. I'm enjoying it. But again, the language is a bit more complicated. Next one, which I'm nearly done with, I'm about halfway through at the moment, is called You Incorporated. This one again is absolutely amazing. It took about a week to come through. It's one of those Amazon impulse purchases, if you like. While I was looking for the other books, this came up, and it's all about personal branding and selling yourself. So let's cover it again. This one is actually one of the first books I've read that is in this kind of style, and basically it has hundreds and hundreds of chapters, and each chapter, if I just show you, look, this is like the first page, and then it's called Life is Selling, and then if we go through, I don't know if you can see that there, but here is the next chapter, so it's a page and a half. And it's split into little things, and if you look at it again at the end, can you see that there? This bolded text is like a quote or summary of the whole chapter. So if you're the kind of person who skim reads, you could just basically skim read all of these bold quotes, or like summaries, and you would understand the book. But personally, I love this style. It's something new and something that I'd like to put in some of my products or something else in the future. But yeah, it's a really good book, and I'm really enjoying it. So I recommend this one. And then, finally in the collection, I got most of you will probably recognise this one because it's pretty big in our industry. Is Chronic Marketer by Brad Goss. This one, it took me a while to buy it because I wasn't in the frame of mind of reading. And I thought it was just a bit of hype, to be honest, because it was a bit obvious that people, were leaving reviews and stuff because they like Brad and they maybe hadn't read the book or whatever else, or they're given a free copy and stuff like that. And so I didn't want to buy into it. Then eventually, I was on Amazon looking for other books, and this one came up. And so I thought, why not? And so anyway, so I brought this book, and I have to say, I'm actually highly impressed. It's only a short read. It took me about half a day to read it. I was stopping in between. It wasn't, constant for half a day. And so, you've got a few hours of reading here, unless you read extremely fast. There's one guy, I think he read it in 40 minutes, which is a lot. But the way this book's written is, really, really good, because it actually says in one part of the book how Brad wrote it. And he wrote it using, Dragon. And so he was speaking into the microphone. You can tell that you can feel his voice coming through in the book, if that makes sense. And so it's really easy to understand. It does teach you stuff. It's not just about his life or how he got started and everything else. It's kind of like mini ebooks all put into one in a story kind of setting, if you like. And so there's a few pages in this that I've bookmarked and put little notes in, writing on the book. I just put post-its in it on things I want to go back to and kind of research into more. Even goes into I don't know if I should be saying this, but I'm sure Brad won't mind. But it even has pictures of Brad and tells you why he posed like that, and what he's actually doing in the photos. Brand himself, because that's what it's about. This is kind of like a book about personal branding and how Brad came from the adult industry into the mainstream industry and into marketing, and is charging like $500 plus for an hour of coaching. And so anyway, so those are all the books that I am in the middle of reading, have read, and the ones I recommend for you too. I want to buy some more books, and so I need your help, and I want you to tell me what books I should read. Now, if they have complicated language, then please don't tell me, because otherwise I'll probably buy them and then look at it, start reading it, and then just put it down again. I don't want any more books that I have to put down. And so the person, as a prize, I actually have 2 copies of this book. Now, I don't know how to do this, but I want to, I don't need 2 copies. And so this one's the one that I started with. And so what I want to do is actually give one of them away. And I'll post it to you all the way from France. Direct to your house, completely free. I think what we'll do is we'll do a random draw. If you don't want the book, that's fine. We'll do the draw again and go to someone else. But I thought it'd be a nice way of kind of giving back and just saying thank you for commenting on the blog. And so tell me what books you've read, what you haven't read, what you want to read, and leave your comments below. So I'll see you soon.